All right, so welcome to the first of an audio post for Prime Real Estate. I'm Adam. Joining me is my wonderful wife, Jessica.
Hi.
And today's topic is going to be top 5 actors who could play the Joker for the new Justice League series that they're launching with Ben Affleck's Batman and Henry Cavill's Superman. The main purpose was not like, well, who could replace Heath Ledger? When Heath Ledger was cast, nobody liked it. Nobody liked the idea.
No, I didn't even like the idea of it at first. I was like, what? Heath Ledger? No.
I just had to put trust in Nolan because I doubted so much with Batman Begins, and then I ended up liking it so much. I was like, fine, I'll just trust him. I liked Heath Ledger as an actor, but I realized, well, he's not Jack Nicholson. Well, the problem was Jack Nicholson wasn't the Joker either.
No, Jack Nicholson was Jack Nicholson dressed up like the Joker.
Exactly.
I mean, you know,
he wasn't.
It was
And the beautiful thing with the Joker is he's been different so many times.
In fact,
so there's a lot of different actors
his name
you could
was
use.
even still Jack.
His name is always Jack.
Yeah, I mean, really, we even talked about that, didn't we? How many times he's Jack?
At least 5 or 6 times. So, do you want to start or you want me to start?
I'm going to let you start.
Okay, I'm going to start then. All right. So, number 5 is actually a tie.
Oh, yeah, I forgot you said you had.
So, it's going to be a 2 for it. And they're the 2 I think are least likely to be the Joker.
But you would still
But I would still, I would pay money to see them.
Okay.
All right, so the first one's going to be probably the most controversial. Tony Todd.
Oh.
For those of you who don't know anybody named Tony Todd's the Candyman. Creepy motherfucker.
Creepy.
Scariest
yes.
actor I've ever seen in my life.
Ooh,
Terrifying.
You know, that would be really
him,
interesting.
And if you picture him, his voice laughing
in
the dark, like you just see a bit of white makeup and that him laughing. I'm in.
Oh, yeah. I'd be
I would
in.
be so in.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know, he's so creepy. I think the only problem would be, you know, he's so big and, you know, the
He's
Joker's...
tall. He's not, like, muscular.
Well, he's just a big guy. I mean, you know, let's face it. Yeah, he's intimidating.
He's very intimidating.
And one thing I feel like about the Joker is, you know, it's not how he looks that's intimidating. It's his mind and where his mind goes.
But then again, Tony Todd is somebody that you could see beating a 19-year-old to death with a crowbar.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I have no doubt of that. Yeah.
So,
no. I mean, he would do anything that the Joker has done.
So, you know,
I definitely have no problem with that.
And all these great things.
Oh, yeah. Now, he would be awesome. Okay. So who tied with him?
Who tied with him was if we took Joker in opposite direction, right? Mm-hmm. Joker, at one point, before he was the sadistic clown prince of crime, was more of a clown.
Exactly.
He was a little more funny. He was a little more cheesy. Not in his first appearance. His first appearance, he was pretty dark. But with the 66 Batman, with the Adam West Batman, we got a funnier Joker, a lighthearted Joker.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And
definitely.
he was that way in the comics for quite a while. So, who better to be batshit crazy than Nicolas Cage?
Nicolas Cage.
I
knew you were going to work him in.
Yeah, you have to.
But you know what? I actually thought about that too. I thought, Nicolas Cage would be good.
Not an intimidating Joker.
No.
Fun,
but as
crazy,
a fun, crazy,
but still,
over the top.
Like, he's somebody I could see, just all of a sudden burst out laughing and shoot somebody.
Oh, definitely.
No reason.
Yeah. And I would love to see that out of Nicolas Cage.
And that's the thing, too. Joker isn't supposed to be funny. Joker's idea of funny is he just shot your grandmother. Like, that's funny to him.
Exactly, yeah.
So, I could see Nick Cage going off the wall, crazy Joker.
I could see that. That would be awesome.
So those are my
he does have a lot of the
All right, so who's your number 5, Love?
All right, so my number 5... I've thought about this one. I think my number 5 would probably be Paul Bettany.
Ooh, Paul Bettany.
Only because, I love Paul Bettany.
And who's Paul Bettany?
Oh, Paul Bettany, my favorite is Chaucer from Knight's Tale. That's always exactly what I think of. Of course, he did Legion. We won't really talk about that.
He's the albino monk in the Da Vinci Code.
Yes.
And he is
him in that too.
sort of in one of the biggest movies ever made. He's Jarvis.
Yes, he is Jarvis. I love his voice.
He's the voice of Jarvis. I can see that. He's got the bone structure.
He does. He has the bone structure.
And again, mentioning the albino monk, he can be crazy.
He can do crazy.
He's got those eyes.
I would like, he
those
can
eyes
be,
that stand out.
he can be funny. He can be crazy. So why not mesh that together and make him into the Joker? So he's my number 5. I would like to see that. Yeah.
I like that pick. I like that one. I could see him too. Kids in the thing too. When I picked people, I was like, okay, they're going to be opposite Ben Affleck.
Yeah, and that's a tough thing too, to pick people that are going to be opposite of him. Because
as much as people like to deride Daredevil, it wasn't a bad movie, and he was not the problem.
He was excellent in it. He was not the problem in it.
He was not the problem at all.
No.
Jennifer Garner was the problem. And the fact that they thought Daredevil apparently was Spider-Man and could web sling between buildings and jump fantastical differences.
Yeah.
But still.
Yeah, he was very good in that. All right,
Number 4. Misha Collins.
Oh, Misha, that would be awesome.
Collins.
He is crazy anyway.
Yeah, he's great. Misha Collins is Castiel in Supernatural.
Which we love.
And he has a way of delivering lines they're funny lines, but he delivers them so well. Deadpan and serious. That could seem as a very dark.
Oh, he would be an excellent dark Joker.
Looking at the way they've designed the Batsuit, it's very Dark Knight Returns. Mm-hmm. I can see him as that Frank Miller Joker. Yeah. That was kind of in love with Batman.
Well, they are yin yang. I mean, and I even liked it, with Heath Ledger that he said, basically, I wouldn't kill you. What would I do without you? Exactly. And that is Batman and Joker. They are a yin yang type of deal.
All right, number 4 for you.
Number 4 for me. I would have to think number 4 for me would be Mark Hamill.
Mark Hamill.
I would love to see him actually.
Luke Skywalker.
Yes, Luke Skywalker. Mainly,
more importantly,
a sushi girl.
But more importantly, apropos.
He is the voice of the Joker.
He has been the voice of the Joker for
years.
Decades.
Yeah, I mean,
at least a decade.
And there's a couple of reasons I would love to see him as the Joker. One, I love the fact that whenever he voices the Joker, I mean, he voices other characters, he has to stand up. He has to be physical when he does the Joker, which means he must really get into it. And another thing that really made me think about him was Sushi Girl. Yeah. And how, in the torture scene.
The broken bottle?
Yes.
Broken bottle of a sock?
I loved him in that torture scene. And, the hair, the way he would even play with it in it. I could almost see it as, I could see him. Yes.
A little Joker came out of that.
Of course, I mean, main thing, he is our Joker. He will always be the voice of the Joker.
So you want to see Mark Hamill go dark side?
I do. I want to see him actually be the Joker.
The dark side on Dark Knight.
Yes.
Okay. I can see that.
What's your next one?
My next one is probably one you knew was coming easily.
Probably.
Mr. Ryan Gosling.
Oh, goodness.
He's somebody, he again, when I think of the Joker, I think of those random acts of violence. That's what makes the Joker the Joker.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
And I think if you're going an actor, he has to have expressive eyes. Because most of the faces, it's just paint on makeup, but it's makeup. It hides his face.
It hides his face. You have to be expressive.
Ryan Gosling has really great eyes that would just, they would pop. They would stand out really well. And for whatever reason, you haven't watched Driver. But there's this fantastic scene. Mm-hmm. He just walks into this club, grabs this guy, throws him on the ground, and starts hammering him in the head.
Nice.
Yeah,
very
exactly.
Joker-esque.
Exactly. He has the ability, and you watched Place Beyond the Pines. Yes. He has that ability to flip a switch.
Oh, yeah.
1 minute, he's calm, and the next minute, he's punching you in the face. And you don't know why. I mean, it's very, if we were casting this in the 80s, that'd be Joe Pesci. It'd be, you want that craziness. That, what do you mean I'm a clown?
Exactly.
I'm not here to make you laugh. I'm going to fucking kill you.
Exactly.
So... Ryan Gosling.
That's a good choice. I thought about that because I was also trying to think of people that that you would think of as well. All right, so let's see. I think my next pick would probably be Matthew Lillard.
Matthew Lillard.
Matthew Lillard, of course,
Shaggy.
was Shaggy from Scooby-Doo. He was also, I forgot about this, he was also in Scream.
Yes, he was. He was one of the killers.
He was one of the killers. So, of
Yeah,
course,
he was
he
great in
can be dark,
He
you
was great
know.
in Scream.
I love him in 13 Ghosts, too.
Yeah.
You know, he can be kind of on the nerdy side almost. I mean, to me, he was a little bit nerdy almost in that.
No, he was nerdy in Scream.
He was nerdy in Scream, too. He's a very expressive actor, too, with facial expressions and...
Yeah.
You know, and also he's wiry. And, you know, most of the time...
Kind of a Jim Carrey on medicine.
Just about, yeah, like a medication.
Not at that annoying level that Jim Carrey goes to. That you're like, oh God,
no, that you're going, okay, can we rein him back in?
You're an actor in a movie. You're like a child.
Yes.
On stage.
Yes.
But he's more like the controlled substance.
He's like a child hyped up on cookies and Coca-Cola running outside.
Well, let's be honest though. He's like a good child actor hooked up on
cookies and
Coca-Cola.
Actually, Coca-Cola, not Coke, you know.
That's right.
But yeah, Matthew Lillard, I thought he would be an interesting choice. Kind of like the build of him, you know, because, you know, the Joker...
He's got that smile.
You know, while it doesn't really matter...
In fact, right there at that scream, whenever they reveal he's one of the killers, he gets that smile. That's a little... It's like, oh, you're crazy. I got you,
exactly.
Right,
yeah, I got it. Yeah, I got it. You know, I think I even talked to you about this before we even got started. You know, the fun thing with the Joker is you just kind of have to have the mental character, and you have to be able to put that out there. It doesn't matter how big you are, how small you are. Size doesn't matter when it comes to the Joker. It's the crazy that matters.
It's absolute,
and yet absolute brilliance.
You have to be intimidating without looking intimidating.
Exactly. Which would be the only problem I think I would have with Tony Todd.
Definitely, I could go for that. All right, so number 2.
Ooh, we're already to number 2.
All right, number 2. Matt Smith.
I thought about him.
Part of me did not want to put him on here because to me, he's the Doctor. He's always going to be the Doctor, and I don't want to see the Doctor doing terrible things to people.
But he is also Patrick Bateman.
I know, and I won't watch that because I doubt they're going to record it and put it out. I would go see it if he was doing it.
I would love to see that.
But
you know, I can see it.
Always be the Doctor.
I even thought about that because, you know, there are some episodes.
The chin, the mouth, the smile.
The hair and everything even.
The way he moves his body, he's a cartoon. I mean,
there are a couple of episodes of Doctor Who, you know, the one where the Cyberman, you know, gets into his head.
Yes,
and he's
definitely
arguing with himself.
Back and forth.
You could see it.
Yeah.
You could definitely see it.
Yeah,
I
knew I could not leave him off the list. He had to be on there.
He had to be on there.
All
right, so let's see.
I'm impressed. No crossover yet.
I know. You know what? I'm actually thinking we're not going to have a crossover. We might have one. There's still one I'm holding out for. Okay, so my number 2 pick, I guess, would be Greg Kinnear.
Greg Kinnear?
Yeah. And I know you're probably thinking he's a bit old.
No, I'm actually not.
You're not? Okay.
No, I don't care how old he is.
I was thinking you were going to say, he's kind
of old. I didn't say
old.
about Mark Hamill's older than Greg Kinnear.
Yes, but he already has established himself as the Joker.
He's in much more shape.
It'd be almost like saying, hey, Jack Nicholson, come on, we're going to have you back to be the Joker.
I would go for that, actually.
Exactly.
I'll
Once you've already been the Joker, you can be the Joker again. It doesn't matter how old you are or anything. But no, Greg Kinnear. Well, a couple things. One, he's a brilliant actor.
True.
I love him.
Simon.
You know, even if I don't like the movie itself, you know, like the one, oh gosh, please help me, I can't remember the name of it. The one with the child that we watched, him and his wife and the child.
Oh, what was the name of that? Robert De Niro.
Where it could have ended, like we counted, I think 5 times the movie could have ended. Demon Seed? No, not Demon Seed. No, it wasn't that.
That's the one where the house gets the girlfriend.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen it, look it up.
Yeah, exactly. It's
a house gets a woman pregnant. That's all you need to know.
But anyway, in this movie, and I hate it that I can't remember the name of
It's
it.
actually pretty good.
It was okay.
But this movie, no, it wasn't great.
It could have ended like 4 different times, and it was just...
Look, we have the internet. We'll check in a moment for you and get back to you.
But anyway, I still loved him in that movie.
No, he was good in that movie.
He was fantastic. Now, I mean, but you can look at his range. He was Simon, and As Good as It Gets. Love him in that. And when you're talking about eyes, he has very expressive eyes.
Did you ever see Mystery Men?
I did, yes.
Where he was the hero?
Yes. I mean, I think
he was an Adam West style superhero hero.
I would love to see him just give it a good shot. I mean, I would like to see that. I think he would be good. But, you look at that. You look at, what's another one he was in? Little Miss Sunshine. He was in that, Anything
I just don't know if I see him going dark, though.
Really?
I've never seen him go dark.
I think he could.
The closest if I ever seen him be dark is, what was it called? Someone Like You?
Someone Like You,
with
yeah.
Hugh Jackman and Ashley Judd, where he was he was the one sleeping around with people, and Hugh Jackman was the Greg Kinnear character.
Yeah, I'm telling you though, I could
Frank?
see it. I could see it. I could
see Frank as the Joker.
Oh, definitely, yes. Okay,
Thank you.
Yes, Frank, which is his character from You've Got Mail.
Yeah.
Very, nerdy when it comes to his typewriter and everything.
You're a lone read.
Yes, exactly. But couldn't you see somebody like that snapping?
One bad day.
That's all it takes.
That's
and that's even the thing about the Joker.
That's the thing.
A couple, like at least 1 or 2 backstories.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The Joker always he has said before, if I'm going to have a backstory, I want it to be multiple choice.
Exactly.
They've had the character say this. They've given him several different
backstories
because it's always the Joker telling it.
He was, a normal, great guy.
Maybe. Or maybe he was the leader of the Red Hoods.
Oh, you never know.
Or maybe he was an escaped mental patient.
Exactly. But,
that's why I think they nailed that with The Dark Knight. Was he kept changing the story of how I got these scars.
But, the thing is, the Joker could have been this nice, normal guy. And one day...
I can never remember the name of the story. It may have been The Man Who Laughs. They did a story arc where the Joker killed Batman. At least he thought he did. He killed him. Batman fell into the water, and his body was never recovered. Mm-hmm. Joker, everybody thought Joker killed him, and Joker ended up he took the makeup off, and he kind of forgot that whole side of his life ever existed. He met a woman. They shared a love of old comedy movies, and he settled down. Well, all the while, Bruce was recuperating at this woman's cabin. And finally he comes back, and when he comes back, the Joker flips again.
Exactly.
He, basically the Batman being around forced him to become Joker again, and he remembered who he was. He killed the woman.
Opposites thing.
It's a great story. And so, but yeah, I guess I could see. That's probably your most controversial pick.
Yeah, well, definitely. And I knew there was going to be one of these. You were just going to be flat out like, "Are you crazy?"
No, I'm not against it. I just don't see it.
I can see it. There's something about him. I would love to see him go dark. I think he could go dark.
I would like to see him go dark. Well.
I mean, couldn't you see him be a serial killer?
Yes, that's what I mean. I could see him being a serial killer. I could see him being...
But you just can't see him being
I can't see him as the Joker.
Crazy. Is that
I see him very much as like a William H. Macy kind of crazy. Like a very... William H. Macy played a serial killer. What the fuck was the name of that movie? Was it Norton? I think that may be the name of it. He was a serial killer. Mm-hmm. It was really good.
Now that's a weird thought
really
for me.
Cold.
William H. Macy.
William H. Macy is a creepy guy. But
I think one of the oddest ones for me to see as a serial killer was Danny Glover.
That's true. Switchback.
Yeah, I mean, because it was like Danny Glover. No,
I know.
No,
right.
That can't happen.
All right. So my number one is one I've already talked to you about because it's what kicked off this whole thing.
Okay.
I gotta go with McConaughey. I tried to think, could I replace Matthew McConaughey as my number one pick? And There was a time when I would never even suggested this.
No,
and this time
yeah.
was not that long ago.
No.
2 years ago, I would have never been like Matthew McConaughey.
I would even
Because
say 6 months ago,
at
you'd
the
have been
time,
like, nah.
he was making shitty movies. He was making these really crap, bland romantic comedies. Ghost of Girlfriend's Past, How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, Fool's Gold.
You know, basically
crappy,
movies that
movies.
are just strictly formula. You really need no acting whatsoever.
And then he turned around and he made Killer Joe. Mm-hmm. And then he made Mud. And then he made Dallas Buyers Club. And he had a bit role in Wolf of Wall Street as the only mildly likable person on camera. Mm-hmm. And he is a little bit crazy. This is the man who chased a ghost around his house naked.
With a baseball bat. God
This
love him.
guy is crazy. And he's got that great grin with those eyes.
He does. He has a great grin. And that's another thing that another quality the Joker must have.
I could see him easily with those piercing blue eyes.
It's a little bit harder for me to imagine.
McConaughey with white makeup, those eyes, that smile, shirt off, crowbar in his hand, beating somebody to death. Yeah, I can see that.
That's one thing I don't know. I'd have to see.
You have to watch Killer Joe.
Yeah, well, I have to watch.
You have to watch
yes.
Killer Joe. You watch Killer Joe.
I've seen part of Mud. I watched part of that with you. I didn't see all of it.
Watch Mud, people. It's good. None of the people watch Mud.
No. But I would like to see that. I could give him a shot. You know, that's one that I could give him
You give him a day in court.
I'd give him a day in court
All right.
over it. All right.
Who's your
So,
number one?
my number one, and I was actually kind of thinking he might be our only crossover, Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Oh, Joe Glow.
Yes.
Love me some
Mostly,
Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
and what really got me started thinking it,
Brick.
well, Brick is fantastic. If you haven't seen Brick, definitely see Brick.
And the fact that the guy can do anything and
He
everything.
can do anything.
He's
and
a song and
everything.
dance man.
He can do anything and everything. He's fantastic. I love everything I've ever seen. I mean, you know, I've loved him in everything. But the thing that really got me thinking about it, and it actually got you thinking about it several years ago, when he played Cobra Commander.
Yes,
that
indeed,
laugh.
actually. Well, what got me
And
with
the
Cobra
dialogue.
Commander, in the first G.I. Joe movie, which I don't recommend you watch. That movie's absolute shit.
Absolute crap.
But no, the second one, you can watch that one. That one's fun. But the second one's the first one's absolute crap. But what got me was when he, in one of the flashback scenes, where it shows him and Channing Tatum as friends in their high school and college days, he had that ponytail. Mm-hmm. And that smile. Mm-hmm. And the fucker looked like Heath Ledger.
Yes.
And it just took me aback. I was like, he looks just like Heath Ledger.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
You know, he's a fantastic actor. I think he can do
so
anything.
in your universe, Robin becomes the Joker.
Exactly.
In your universe.
And you know
that
what? Really absolutely annoys me about that movie, that they made his name Robin.
I know.
Really?
I know. I felt that was them going,
oh, by the
you think
way,
they'll
we
get
just
it?
want to slide
They
this
still
in
get it?
here.
They won't get it.
They won't
He's Robin.
get it. He's Robin. So we'll just call him Robin.
yeah, what's his real name? His real name's Robin.
His real name's Robin.
So,
You know, absolute crap movie. I did not like that. There were two good things about that movie. Catwoman and Bane. Yes.
And Hathaway doggy style on a bat pod.
Well, that and she was actually Catwoman.
That's true. She was very Catwoman.
She was a real Catwoman. We finally had a real
Bane.
Catwoman. Not this
Bane.
woman that was, brought back to life by cats. That's not Catwoman. Catwoman is a cat burglar.
No, that's more cat people.
Exactly. So we actually had a real Catwoman. And Bane, I mean, yeah, of course, you know, you talk about it all the time. He was fantastic.
I love Bane. Tom Hardy is the only reason to watch that movie.
Well, him and Anne Hathaway.
And him and Hathaway doggy style on the bat pod. But she's not in the movie enough.
No, she's not.
So Tom Hardy's the real reason to watch that movie. He's
Exactly,
fantastic
yeah.
in that movie. Did you have any also Randy people that were on the list that you didn't bring up?
You know, there were a few that I thought of along the way. If there's some you can think of, go ahead and bring them up because
Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt. I thought
Brad
about
Pitt.
him too.
Brad Pitt can do
Brad
crazy.
Pitt can do
we know he
anything.
can do crazy.
Yes. Yeah,
And
the main thing
of
I
course-
thought of was, Tyler Durden. I mean,
Exactly.
hello.
And of course, if I think of Brad Pitt being
Yeah,
crazy, I think of Ed Norton being crazy.
He was...
And Ed Norton can also be
yes.
very crazy and very scary. Primal Fear is a prime example of that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Zachary Quinton.
Zachary Quinton. Yeah.
Spock.
Yeah.
We've already seen him be
Go-
crazy
Oh, yes.
in Heroes, the first season.
The first season. Don't watch any of the rest of it.
Look, I don't know what you may have heard, but Heroes was actually a one-season miniseries,
Exactly.
and that was it. There was
That
never
was it.
any
There was
more
never
episodes.
anything else.
So
never.
whatever you hear, it's just people
They're
lying to you.
lying. It's lies.
It's there's only one season, so I could see him.
Definitely, I could see him.
How about Jesus himself?
Jesus himself, or we
Jim
talking about
Caviezel.
Jim Caviezel.
Jim Caviezel.
Yes. Jim Caviezel can do anything. He's another one of those actors.
He
can do
he was a
anything.
villain in Escape Plan.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic. He was very cold and calculated, which is a little less Joker than I would like. But he again has that where you just think he might flip out on you for some
definitely.
reason.
Yeah, you know it's coming.
All right, and we talked about that he doesn't have to look intimidating, right?
Right.
Steve Buscemi.
Oh, Steve Buscemi.
Steve
I love
Buscemi
Steve Buscemi.
is one of those people that even if he's the funniest guy in the movie, there's something about him that creeps me out.
Oh yeah, I mean, he just has that creepy
He's
presence,
a little intimidating.
But the thing is, in everything I've ever seen him in, he's always kind of a funny guy, but he's also extremely intelligent.
Yeah,
He's the one guy in the movie that knows.
exactly. No, even in Kinnear, where he's the psycho,
Where
cut
he's
off
the
the woman's
psycho,
face and wore it through three
yes.
states.
I love him.
In his hands.
That's the one. Yeah, I think that's the first exposure I really remember of Steve Buscemi, of me actually watching Steve Buscemi.
My first was Airheads.
Airheads.
Yeah. Where he played Adam Sandler's brother.
Yeah, because they look so much alike.
Well, it was before he met Rob Schneider, so he had to pick somebody.
Well, obviously,
I'll tell you, I didn't write him down, but one of the first people I thought of was Leonardo DiCaprio.
I thought of Leonardo DiCaprio.
Because he has
again,
a shitting grin that
he
just
does.
says, "I'm up to something."
I'm up to something.
You should know it.
Mm-hmm.
But
he has good expressions. Fantastic actor, can do anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I know one that we talked about, and he would have been an excellent choice had he not been already so close to it, is Christian Bale. Because again, he can do crazy.
he can do crazy. If you take him and you take the Patrick Bateman personality and put it on the mechanic body, you have something terrifying.
You do have something terrifying. Yes. He's definitely one that I thought of. Another one that I thought of, and I kind of went, I don't really think so. I mean, I was just really going through. I actually did go kind of to IMDb and go, okay, let me just think of some.
I started
different
watching
people.
clips of people.
Yeah,
I thought of Mads Mikkelsen. He's Hannibal in the new series, and he was the villain in Casino Royale. I was like, oh, maybe him. He's psycho. I want to check him out. So I was watching Hannibal, and I was like, no, he's too put together.
He's a little
together. More Riddler. He'd be a good Riddler. So if we ever do that side,
I also think that Matthew Lillard and Paul Bettany would both make good Riddlers.
They could, and David Tennant would be good.
Oh, David Tennant would be an excellent Riddler. Not a good Joker.
No,
excellent Riddler.
Excellent Riddler.
I could definitely see him as the Riddler. I was trying to think. There were a couple of others that I thought of.
One popped in my head was the Green Goblin.
William Dafoe.
William Dafoe.
Yes.
Because Chuck Norris checks under his bed for William Dafoe.
Exactly. Willem Dafoe, I thought about him.
But, I mean, the thing is, he played Goblin like Nicholson played Joker. It was a little over the top, a little cheesy.
Yeah.
And I don't know
let's
that
face
we
it.
would go that
We've
route.
gone back and watched those. The whole things are a little cheesy.
They are.
Speaking of the Goblin, though, another one that I thought of was James Franco.
I of course think of Franco.
Because, well, for
just
one
in my
thing,
daily life, I like to think of James
yes,
Franco.
I know, especially when we're in bed. I heard you. Franco.
Take it, Jamie.
No, especially after watching Spring Breakers and him being alien, I kind of thought about it. I was like,
yes,
I would enjoy seeing him as the Joker, I think.
Look at my shit, Batman.
Exactly. Look at my shit, Batman.
I got shorts every color.
Every color. Another one I thought of, and then I went, nah, he's probably not going to go for that at all. Vincent D'Onofrio.
I could see Vincent because he can be crazy.
He can be very crazy.
Chain,
yeah. Which I didn't get to watch all of with you. I kept kind of stopping by. I was having to put children to bed while somebody else enjoyed movies.
Well, you're a woman. That's what you do.
That's
right?
what I do. I make sandwiches and I put the kids to bed.
You make sandwiches, you put kids to bed, and you get blowjobs. That's what you do.
Well, let's face it. Of all those things, I'm fantastic at all of them.
That's true. And that's a good spot to end it, guys.